Okay, so let's get started with ITA as far as assessment and placement. As you know, the workshop you're going to go to this afternoon will be about the intervention program K through 12. So today is how to figure out program placement, the instructional level that we want to have for the reading materials that they'll be using, and their spelling and writing, creative writing program. Because there's 3 levels. The first level is where they write only in ITA, so that we really can take them back and make sure that they can track all the sounds that they hear in words and can write them the way they sound. Even words they know how to write, they write in ITA. So they go back on their auditory channel if they're older kids, or if they're younger kids, so they start out right. And then the transition where they'll use ITA for unknown words and traditional orthography, traditional spelling for their known words. And then finally, learning the spelling patterns of English, which will make them awesome spellers. And along the way, they will become great writers of compositions. Okay, so we want to know, for spelling, they're all going to start with ITA only, but you will learn some assessments that will tell you how soon to move them into the next level, okay? And then we also want to be able to measure progress from the beginning to the end of the year. As a foundation, we talked at our board meeting this last June about wanting to collect uniform assessments so that we can begin to show the world the effectiveness of ITA. And so we're going to be asking you to do some of the same assessments that work for program placement and that also work for us showing the progress that kids make. It's one thing to hear, and it's great to hear the wonderful testimonials, because I've seen them myself, including Grace's son, among others, my grandsons, 2 of them. But to be able to actually put it into numbers, as you know, in this data-driven decision-making world where our districts are inundated with too much data and not enough decisions, that getting data is important. So that's our goals, and the assessments you're going to be learning. Some of you already know them, and I'm going to ask you to help our reading teachers here. Are first of all a receptive vocabulary test. Those of you who are grantees have a crate in front of you that you will take home with you. Okay, they're your crate of assessments. You will also be using the wide range achievement test, which is a really quick way to get a standardized score for reading and spelling only. We won't be doing the math part. There's also a qualitative reading inventory, which is a very, very useful tool for reading teachers to look at the full spectrum of reading for students. We're not actually going to use this. We'll use excerpts from it, but by giving that to you, we can legally use excerpts without breaking copyright. And then we'll also be doing some curriculum-based assessments, because not only is it important to know where the students start, the instructional level, it's also important to know, especially for older kids, how far do they have to go? How badly are they doing? Sadly, you need to have some measure of where they should be at, so that's the grade level assessments. If you look at your yellow sheet, maybe this is a good time to show you that you'll be doing 3 different kinds. One is to set the standardized tests, and that answers the questions, how does this student compare to a national sample of other students? And there will be a place to put the pre-test and a place to put the post-test, okay? For each of the students in your program, you will fill this out for our foundation at the end of the year, okay? So this will be your pre-test and post-test for each student. We'll give it to you electronically at the end. Then program planning, at what level should we begin? And that's where we do the reading and spelling analysis. And then the last part is grade level assessments. They are very quick ones, and they tell it, how does this student perform on grade level tasks?